Hello, I'm David.
Hi, I'm Julie.
So now we're going to do a review of Creature Comforts. Hopefully you've had a chance to check out the how to play and playthrough video. And again, thanks to our subscribers for voting on which of our unboxings you want us to do first. All right, so this is a score the most points game, worker placement with dice allocation. And you'll see that this is how we left it when we played the how to play and playthrough. You'll roll your community. See, it always rolls a 1.
Your family dice?
Yeah, unless I mean, not
it's just
always.
the way you're doing it.
Maybe I'm just not rolling it 1.
I don't think so.
But anyway, so you'll begin the turn by rolling your family dice to see what potential places you can go, and that's because each location has different values here. So I can put a guy here, but then if I place a 1 or a 2, if I place a 1 or 2 die, which I don't have. Because here's the village dice will be rolled after we're done placing your guys. And so Julie will place her guys, and then whoever has the early worm token will roll these.
Oh, you got your 1.
And so if that's me, if I'm the first player, I will be able to allocate dice. So I can put a 1 here to get 2 random cards, or if I had put them here, I can use any die here to pick up any of these face-up cards. Again, you want to get cards to score the most points after 6 or 8 turns, and you have spring, summer, and fall cards in the meadow and in the forest, and so that means those will change every time. So if I really wanted to get this card, I have to get a wood and a apple. I need to put a 6 here. I got to put a 5 there, so I don't have a 5. But if I have a lesson learned token, I can make this 6, for instance, by doing -1. Making it a 5, or by making this 4 a 5. And then I have this guy can use any die, and now to be exchanging resources. So I didn't even need to use these 2 dice. But there could be situations where you need to, like here it says both need to be odd. So if I had put my person there, I would have needed odd, so I could have made that a 5.
And you have a 3.
And a 3. And then I could have gotten a 2 grain. It looks like wheat. You have travelers that come up every turn that do different things that immediately during the game or at the end of the turn. You have improvements. So you'll see here on my board, I had a tool shed, a weather vane, and recipe book improvement. I had a piggy bank where at the end of the game, I put, these are comforts. So I put coins, and there was a traveler that allowed me to use stone as coins. So I stored a whole bunch here and got a bunch of points for that. My preserves. This is how much it costs to play it from your hand. So it costs 3 apples. I played it out. It's worth 4 points. And if you put a story on it, because I had this improvement here, this improvement says that if you have a food item, which is this icon here, if you have a food icon, you can put a story on it because it's like, a family recipe, and it's worth an additional 4 points. So I was able to do that. And you can have up to 4 improvements that you get here. And you get points for using your improvements, your cottages, but you can only have up to 4. And there's usually special abilities here. And I got this many comforts, this many out. Julie got out that many comforts. She had 1 improvement.
I had more up here.
You had more down here.
Yeah.
And so, again, you're just trying to get the most points, getting comfort cards, improvements.
I still lost.
And then modifying things. So she had something here. If she puts a story on a clothing item, she gets more points for that. So just to reiterate, you're going to use your family dice and the community dice. Julie will be able to use these white dice after I'm done, and then she'll have her gray dice to use, and wherever her raccoons are, she'll be able to use those dice. So you roll your family dice, place your people, and by the way, we can all go to the same place. So unlike other worker placement games, there's not necessarily a race. However, if I'm the first person that use this space or this space, I might take a card that Julie wants if I'm the first player, or take a card that she wants here if I'm the first player, and vice versa if she becomes the first player on another turn. And so, yeah, these cards will change out. The travelers, this will rotate where you can get stone and coins. And yeah, so it's either 6 or 8 turns.
Yep.
So that was just a quick little overview. if you want to see the how to play and playthrough, I go into more detail.
Yes, he does.
So score the most points.
Score the most points.
So let's take a look now at our review. Julie goes first, then I go. We share our positive, negatives, and neutrals, and then we give a rating of 1 to 10 using the Board Game Geek scale.
Yes. Okay,
All right,
you guys ready?
so here we go.
All right. I found the art to be just so nice. It's just so, it pops off the board. It's just so colorful and pretty, and it just makes you feel happy to play this game. It's just such a pretty game. The components are awesome. They're wood components. The art on them is cute. They're just, the pieces are just amazing.
Yeah, it's one thing to have wood components, but they actually did stamping on it.
Yeah.
And so that's a step up.
But the apples, it looks like a little apple. Well, you can't see very well.
Here, you can do it on your camera if you want.
There we go. See, you see the apple and the wood. It's just a really fun.
Well, here, if you want to show the tray.
Yeah, let me show you guys this.
Yeah.
Look at that. We have yarn, stone, wood, leaves. Look at the mushrooms. I mean,
Not
look at
leaves,
the
those are grain.
grain. They go on the pizza. I mean, you get your books, your coins.
And
It's
the
just-
lessons learned.
Lessons learned. So
Oops,
I
there
think
we go.
they're awesome. The meeples are super cute. Just, that's all I have to say about that. That's it. Super cute. The one neutral I have is that there can be too many choices. Like you really need to plan out what cards you might want to take, what are these called again?
Well, you got your improvements, because there's one thing I didn't mention is that when you put a meeple here and you apply a dice here, so if Julie puts a 6 here, she can choose from any 6, but if it was a 4, she can choose these 4. But unlike comfort cards, you can go into your hand and you can pay for them later. Here, if you are going to do an improvement, you have to pay for it right away.
And you'll see David messed that up quite a few times.
I think twice I
when he
did.
Yeah.
But I think twice I made it work one time, but one time I was like, oh, I shouldn't have gone there. I don't have the resources to buy it.
So you have to plan that, and you're planning, like if you're going to take a card, and there's just a lot of choices, and sometimes it can be just a tad overwhelming. So keep that in mind. And this is just speaking for me on my little self. I found that it takes way too long to play. We ended up cutting it down to only 6 turns?
Right, we thought we were going to do all 8 turns.
We only did 6, and you'll see in the video, I just went like...
Let me explain how that happened. Okay, so we were going to do a playthrough at 8 turns, and then when it started getting to be an hour, Julie fades when it starts being after an hour.
And you can see it.
And we already just played 3 turns, and it was almost an hour. Well, mind you, I also explained the game, but it was 40 minutes into the game. So it took about 10, 12 minutes per turn. So then I decided, okay, we're going to play 2 less turns like we should have. Because you're supposed to take out a summer and a spring if you're going to play 6 turns. So instead we took out 2 summers.
Yeah.
Because we decided to go, this game's taking too long, we're going to make it 6 turns. But if you are going to do that, do it properly instead of during the middle of the game.
Yeah, do it at the beginning.
Yeah.
But that's just my only negative. And again, if you're a heavy gamer and you like long games, you'll want to play it all. But for me, when it hits an hour, I literally you can just see me decline. And so that's just
you got through
too long.
it. It still took 90 minutes. So even with the 20-minute explanation, okay, which we wouldn't have normally done.
Right.
And maybe we took another 10 minutes showing things on camera that we would normally do when we're playing.
Right.
It was still 90 minutes. So it would have taken 60 minutes to play 6 turns. So it's
Yeah.
about 10 minutes a turn for 2 players. Now it makes you wonder how long would it take with 3,
I don't think I could do it.
players. And I think this is, how many players is this?
I don't remember. I think
5.
it's 5.
5 players? Well, you're going to see in mine, I would not play this with 5 players.
No.
All right, so here we go.
Okay.
Here's my review here. So outstanding art and great components. Keep in mind that this is the Kickstarter edition.
Oh.
So these might be, I don't know if it's cardboard or if they're not stamped, but I don't think you get these great wood pieces.
When you get it at the store, you mean?
I don't know. I don't know what the retailer edition is going to be. Are they going to
Okay.
have etched dice too? I don't know, because notice the paw prints are different, and they're different for the other animals too. So for instance, here's the paw print for the raccoon. It looks like a raccoon. So that's a nice touch. I do wonder if they're balanced, because I kept on rolling lots of 1s.
I didn't.
Yeah, well, you didn't, but it makes me wonder if mine are balanced. All right, so replayability, it's definitely, you're not going to, every game is going to be different based on what order the cards come in, how the improvements come up, and how the comforts. I mean, there's a whole deck here. Now, there are duplicates. We did get all 3 piggy banks. But I think there is definitely enough variety on how the game is going to play out. And you're not going to play all the Travelers, that's for sure. And then, okay, engaging fun mechanics. It is fun to place your meeples and roll the dice. However, there's limited player interaction. Now, that's a neutral. That can be how is the player interaction going to be? I beat Julie to a card here, but you're not really going to know what they're going for. There are some opportunities to pay attention to what people are going for, but it's more just paying attention. For instance, there's some improvements that will say if you gain 1 point for every food comfort owned by other players. So this right here, it's not really, I guess the player interaction is, are you paying attention to what other people are doing? Now, if I can make it come up, it's not.
Not behaving.
There it goes. So, yeah, so it's limited.
Yeah.
It's not a mean game, so that's a good thing.
Which is nice. I don't like mean games.
Okay, so analysis paralysis because you got to place your meeples. Guess well, first you're going to roll your dice. That gives you some information, right? But because these cards change, these are always changing, at least by 1 card every turn because you got to remove 1. It could be changing between Julie's turn and my turn if she buys 1, or this could be changing too. So you have some public information, so you're going to place your people around, right? And then you got to look at what resources do I have? And then we're going to be rolling the dice in. And then I'm going to have to decide, okay, did I get what I needed? How am I going to manipulate? Am I going to do a plus or minuses if I have any of these lesson learned tokens? And then I got to look at my resources, what resources I'm getting. Can I pay for this? If I put this into my hand, can I use it? So it takes a lot of analysis. It's not light in that way.
Mm-mm.
All right?
No.
It's not like our favorite worker placement games and dice allocation games is Champions of Midgard. That's the Viking one, remember?
Oh, yeah, I like that one.
You go on voyages and you can attack monsters.
Yeah, I like that one.
We don't rate mini games 10.
That one is...
That game's a 10.
Yeah.
All right? And then Stone Age. We love Stone Age.
I love Stone Age.
Stone Age is a 10 too.
Yeah.
So you know that those are our 2 favorite worker placement games, and we maybe have 50 games in our 2,500 collection. 1% of our games are rated 10. 1%. 2 of those 50 games are worker placement games, Champions of Midgard and Stone Age. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's funny.
So now, and those games don't lead to much analysis paralysis. There's some in Champions of Midgard, but it's not much.
Not like this.
Yeah. So it's too long given the weight. This is a light game, but it takes too long to play. In player downtime, I would avoid higher player count.
Yeah.
So I could only imagine what it would be like playing with 3 or 4 players. And I read some comments that people are not happy with the downtime and how long this takes to play. All right, so it favors skilled players, and that makes me wonder, would this be good for a family game? Now, what do I mean by that? If you know how the comfort cards work and how the improvement card work, and you're good at math and planning ahead, you will dominate in this game. So I'm probably...
and you did. I only had 50 points. You had, what, 70?
Did you win the first time? I don't remember if you did. Okay. So
you said I did, but I didn't.
I don't remember if you did or not. The point is, I'm probably gonna outplay Julie every time we play this game.
Yep.
Because of I'm able to plan out further ahead, and Julie has a cognitive disability. So Julie can be competitive, but I think it's gonna be rare, I think, for Julie to beat me in this game, based on on the other games that we play. Because I'm gonna make connections to, if I get this, and that, and then have more synergy. I'm gonna do more combos. I'm gonna see more combos than Julie will see. So I'm gonna get more points. So that's
what happened.
So, okay, yeah, could you play with an 8-year-old? Sure. Is the 8-year-old gonna do better than someone that's older? Probably not. Unless they're a gifted child.
Yeah, that's
all right,
true.
So let's see our rating.
Okay.
So despite all that, we still rate it as a 7 for now.
Yes.
Because it's a new game. And so if Julie says, hey, you want to play Creature Comforts? We'll play it. Now, will it hold up over time? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to get to 8, 9, or 10 because of the downtime and the analysis paralysis. So what do you think?
I don't think it'll ever get higher than a 7 for me, only because it just takes so darn long to play, and I can't play that long of a game. And if we were to play with one of our sons or both of them, I couldn't do it.
It would turn them off. They don't like long games anymore.
No, and I really don't like long games. I mean, if you like I said, you know, when I did mine, if you're into long games, you love playing games that take 2, 3, 4 hours, you'll love this. It's right up your alley.
Well, it's definitely going to take, if you play with 4 players, I bet your turns will take 20 minutes each.
Oh my gosh.
So that would be 160 minutes.
How many hours is that?
That's 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
It would probably take 2.5 hours if you play all 8 turns with 4 players.
That's too long.
Yeah.
And then what's sad is then you're sitting there waiting for someone to do their turn, and you're just kind of sitting there because there's nothing for you to do. Either you've already gone or you're waiting to go. And so for me, I would probably get up, I'd get on my phone, I would go do something else.
Now,
and that's not fun either.
I have an idea for a variant.
I'm willing to try.
I'm going to try it. Let me know in the comments if you like me to do a video of the variant. Now, you know I did the alien variant from Ravensburger. That's somebody put on BGG.
Okay.
So we're going to play test a variant to this that will greatly speed it up, but it will fundamentally change the game. Let's put it this way. It will make it more like Stone Age this variant I'm going to try. And it probably had the downtime. We'll probably be able to get a game done in a half hour. That's my prediction.
That I would be I'd be okay with.
Okay. That's how much this variant will change the game. Now let's put it this way. It's gonna modify how you use dice big time.
And don't get me wrong, I think it's a beautiful game. The components are amazing. I love all the colors. I love all that. I just don't like that it takes so darn long to play. That's my biggest complaint.
Yeah. And so just keep that in mind. If you're going to get this, the gameplay's great. If you are okay with long turns. Yeah. And if you're okay with and again, I think it's competitive. It's more competitive than you think.
Oh, it is.
Like I said, I think young people are going to struggle against adults who will do better at this game.
Well, and speaking just for myself, I have to admit that when we were playing this, I barely looked at this stuff here. And I know David was always looking at that. I was mainly just looking at this stuff, like what can I build here? And he would be like, well, you know, if you have this, you know, look at this. And I would be like, okay, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I'll look later.
It makes you wonder.
And I just never got, I think I only got one of those. Yeah, I only have one.
Makes you wonder, would it also play quicker if you played without the improvements, especially for young people?
Probably.
And it would remove a lot of analysis paralysis if you just have to focus on this. But even then, I don't know if that will make a difference.
I don't know. I just know that I mainly just concentrated on this and getting, what are these called again?
You're getting a lot of the resources and doing comfort cards, and that's fine.
And that's all I really did.
But I got most of my points from
your piggy bank.
My piggy bank.
And
doing combos there. I wasn't doing as many. I did improvements, but it didn't add that many points. Well, actually, compared to you, it added more points. Because I had 6, and I had one less. It added 12 more points, by going for improvements.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, there you go.
All right. So that's our review.
I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this, and hopefully it helps you decide whether you want to get it or not. And please don't forget to watch the video of how we played it and how to, the playthrough.
All right. Have a good night
See you guys later.
Good day.
Bye-bye. Bye.